Thanks for listening to our podcast, Living Life with the Rogers. My name is Cameron.
And I'm Kira, and this is a lifestyle podcast where we talk about hashtag all the things. Listen in.
With my wife, Kira. We're currently recording our first podcast.
I'm already embarrassed.
She's already embarrassed. And we're recording our first podcast in our closet. We hear that there's the best audio quality is when you're in your closet. So we are surrounded by dressers, Kira's unkept clothes that are scattered across the floor, a couple blankets because she's trying to stay comfortable. Why don't you give the podcast world a little greeting?
Hello.
All right, so we are podcast number 1, giving you a little introduction about us. I grew up in Stevensville, Maryland. You cross the Bay Bridge and you're heading over to Ocean City, and as soon as you cross the bridge, if you blink your eyes, you've already missed the town that I grew up in. And we were famous for our Blockbuster, but Blockbuster, as you may have known, is financially distraught, so that's not even there anymore. But we do have a Cracker Barrel, so big things are happening in my hometown of Stevensville. What do you think about Stevensville, Kira?
It's boring.
I bet you if there was still a Blockbuster, that would make things a little more exciting for you. Grew up with a couple brothers, so 3 brothers. I have a twin, which looks just like me. A little different personality. We both wear glasses, though, similar hairstyles, and we seem to produce a lot of daughters. That's kind of the thing we have in common. I got an older brother who lives not too far from me, and a younger brother who's still on the Eastern Shore and newly married, so congratulations to him. So, a couple favorite things. As a kid, we had there's 2 amazing donut places. There was Heavenly Donuts that was on the Eastern Shore, and this is a little kept secret that we have, which is Carlson's Donut in Annapolis. So they are actually like a Thai restaurant, and in the morning, though, they have the most incredible donuts. And I know, now this should get a little bit of feedback from Kira. Would you not say they are the best donuts ever?
They are delicious.
Yes. And what's your favorite type of donut?
Chocolate frosted.
Chocolate. And I love vanilla sprinkled. So waking up on a Saturday morning, it was not uncommon for my dad to come home, surprise us with some donuts. And then, of course, growing up in the Eastern Shore, this shouldn't surprise anybody, but I love monster truck racing and watching wrestling.
I was born in Silver Spring, I think is what it's called. I don't actually know what the city is called. It was the Holy Cross Hospital.
Oh, she's giving all the details just in case you want to check it out for yourself.
I honestly think...
Do you have an address for that?
I think it was Silver Spring, but I honestly have no idea. And then we moved to California when I was... I don't know, actually. I guess I should talk to my parents about my birth details. I think I was a year. I don't remember. I was too little. And then we lived in Northern California, Pleasanton, which is just north of San Francisco, till I was 5 or so. Then I moved back to Maryland. Then I lived in Davidsonville, and then I lived in Edgewater, and then I've lived in Riva. So basically just all around the Annapolis area. I have one brother. He was born 6 years after me.
Oh, you got to give the audience a little bit of his nicknames. What are the 2?
He's just called Kitty Pat or Bubba.
Yeah.
We don't ever call him Patrick, which is his real name.
So if you run into Kira's brother, make sure you call him either Kitty Pat or Bubba.
Yep. What did I do as a kid? Well, when I was in California, I swam a lot because it was 1,000 degrees there. So that was pretty much all I did was swim, play in the backyard. And then in Davidsonville.
So I'm assuming your parents didn't let you go inside because it sounds like you were just stuck outside.
Yeah, all the time. Outside a lot. And then in Davidsonville, we got lost in the woods. Road.
What are your fun memories in life? Well, yeah, it was when I got lost in the woods and couldn't find my way back.
Pretty much. We rode our bikes around the neighborhood and rollerbladed, played tag. We just were outside a lot. the good old days. And then I got into ice skating when I was 8, and then that pretty much defined my life from 8 until 18. And then I was just an ice cold ice rink for many, many years.
So you replaced the
Outdoors,
sunny warmth for
cold, freezing cold, and now I hate the cold probably because I was in an ice rink so much. And I got to travel and do some fun things with skating, but it definitely shaped a lot of my childhood and teen years. And then I got to skate at the carousel when I was 16 and 17, so I lived in Ocean City for 2 summers, which was a blast. And
actually, just a short story on the carousel, old hotel. It's been around Ocean City for a long time, right? And they have an ice rink inside. And so you were a performer, correct?
Yep, did an ice show every night, and it was a lot of fun. And I was going to go do Disney on Ice, but I couldn't for some other reasons that will not be mentioned here.
It was pretty much that we started dating and she did not want to leave me.
No, that was before I met you, so that wasn't it.
Oh. Well, there goes that.
So then I ended up at Towson, even though I didn't really want to go, but it was the only school I applied to, and I got admitted to a special program for dummies, basically, where you were taking classes through CCBC, which is a community college, and if you didn't fail, then they would let you transition to a full-time Towson student in the spring, which I did. And so Cam and I met in the fall of 2008.
And that was actually I went to the same school, Towson University, so little Towson pride here. Not really, but we gave enough of our money to Towson.
It was fine. I like Towson.
Should inherit a little pride. So yes, that is
so
where
I ended up at a Christian ministry called InterVarsity, and I saw Cam there, but then we didn't meet till the following night when I got invited to a birthday party from someone that went to the Christian ministry. And then we met that night, and then I stalked him for like a month, and he stalked me back.
Well, it was the most bizarre thing because we met it was down the street from the apartments that I was living at. My roommate and I got invited to a party, and we went to it, and I ran into you there, and you were invited by I guess a mutual friend, correct?
It was Amanda. It was her birthday party.
And so we ran into each other, had great conversations pretty much the whole entire night. And I had just gotten out of a relationship. So at that time I enjoyed our conversations, but I was kind of ready to just get a little bit of space and just kind of do my thing for a little while. And so we didn't ever exchange numbers or anything, right? And we just...
No, I friended you on Facebook, and then we just messaged back and forth through Facebook.
I guess back then that was just about as good as exchanging numbers.
Yeah. And then you asked me to be your girlfriend at the end of October. And then we dated for 4 years. Got married in June of 2012. Had our first baby in 2015. And our next baby in 2018. And then another baby in 21.
And that's why we're in the closet, folks. We're all out of room.
And now there's another baby coming in 2023. So there's a crap ton of children. And I am a professional wedding photographer. I launched my business back in 2013. I had one of my friends who had a degree in photography teach me how to use a camera. And then I just started practicing on all my friends and family, and I second shot one wedding and then decided, I could do this. So my first wedding was in 2014. I charged like $600, and the pictures are really embarrassing, but continued to learn and grow.
Oh, is that you got to give the quick story. Wasn't that the one where the groom got, unfortunately?
Yeah, the first wedding I ever shot, and the groom got elbowed in the eyebrow on the dance floor and started bleeding and needed stitches. So him and the bride had to leave the wedding to go to the hospital, and people still tried to stay and party, and they got really upset. But
so that's
the
a
wedding,
life lesson. Yeah,
the wedding ended early.
If you try a new hobby/career, you may run into some challenges. But now, hey, years later, you can say it was worth it, right?
So now I've been shooting weddings for 10 years. We shoot weddings all over Maryland. I've been to Jamaica for a wedding, New Jersey, Pennsylvania. Virginia.
Oh, and you also hired one of your greatest coworkers ever, right? You want
Oh yeah, Kelsey Martin.
to? Well, of course, but yeah, how many years have I been on we call it the KNP, the Kira Nicole Photography Team?
Probably 5.
5
5
amazing years that Kira's had me on the team, and
maybe longer, maybe 6.
Maybe it feels like it's longer, but
a long time.
It's been fun. I joined with her about 5 years ago. She was looking for another second photographer, so she taught me the ropes. So it's incredible. I remember going back, and we were living in Owings Mills in a little condo, and this idea was presented. Hey, I want to do some photography. So we, I know your dad helped financially, and I know we kind of drained our accounts a little bit just to kind of give it a go. And here we are. What did you say? A little over 10 years. And
I guess I skipped. My degree was in teaching, so I taught for 2 years, and I loved the kids, but I did not like the politics and the strict schedule and all the testing and data collecting I was having to do with my kids. So my sister-in-law got pregnant in 2013 and asked me to stay home full-time with her twin babies. So I quit teaching and did that, and then that gave me the time and flexibility to build my business while I was staying home with them, and then Callie, our first baby. And so I kind of built a business as I was raising babies.
Nice. Yep.
What do you do for work?
So what do I do? So I started off in sales. So I graduated with a business degree, which is another way of saying I didn't know what I wanted to do when I grew up. So I went into sales, then went into marketing, digital advertising, and kind of got a little bummed out. I don't know if it was just being in an office all day, but I think I was created to work with my hands. So Kira had the awesome idea to just quit out of the blue. She was saying,
no plan, just quit.
She was saying you're a little depressed, you're struggling, so maybe it's time for a change. And so after a lot of hesitation and whatnot, I decided just to walk in, put in my 2 weeks, not knowing what was next. So then...
And Callie was 2 years old, and we were having another baby in like 4 months. But
yeah, great timing.
It's fine. KMP will support us. Just quit.
Exactly. So that's part of when I joined forces with photography, thinking that was going to be the future. And then, long story short, Kira stumbled upon a Facebook post about a job opportunity in carpentry. This guy, Brian, who needed some help. So I was like, let's give it a go. Just kind of out of desperation at this point, because I was at home for months on end, just not knowing what the future was going to hold. Gave that a go and fell in love immediately with it. And fast forward, and now I'm about a little over 2 years running my own business. In
5, but
you're running my own.
Yeah,
a little over 2 years in opening my own business, Rogers Home Improvement, for residential construction. So yeah, it kind of comes to show, I guess, both of our stories is we graduated with one thing and God led us down different paths, which is pretty neat.
We spent a lot of time at our gym, mainly because they have awesome childcare and they do a really good job. Oh yeah,
let's merit gyms.
Shout out White Marsh location. That's important. So we spent a lot of time there. Our oldest started playing club soccer this year, so that's been really fun. Keeps us a little busy, and we like to go to Chick-fil-A. We like to go bowling, do pottery, pretty much anything to keep the kids busy.
I agree with that.
And we like to travel too. We go to Deep Creek a lot. We go to Florida every year.
Well, everybody, this is a common thing where I go to Florida. No, you just go to Disney World. Just call it what it is. It's like, oh yeah, I just love everything about Florida, like the amusement park and everything that's inside the amusement park and anything that has 2 ears.
We love Disney World. Winnie's name is Mickey Mouse, and we may not go next year because we have 4 kids, but I literally say that every year, and we still go. So there's that.
Yeah, traveling is definitely big on us. We love to have some core memories with the kids.
We do Hershey. We do a water park, indoor water park. We try and do as much as we can with traveling on a budget. Ballers on a budget.
Yes.
So now that you know a little bit about us and our background, we will be talking about all sorts of different things: marriage, kids, work life, home life, all sorts of things. And we are excited to share our perspective with you guys.
Thanks for listening to Living Life with the Rogers with Cameron and Kira.
You can find us over on Instagram at Kira Nicole Photography. We post on there a lot, and if you want to hear future episodes, make sure you follow and subscribe. Catch you guys next time.